It's a lovely morning and I hope you're not too hot. We're going to talk over together many things, serious things. And so these gatherings here are not an entertainment, either intellectual or emotional or romantic. They're serious, and if I may point out throughout the talks that we are exploring, investigating, and inquiring together. The speaker is not merely putting forth some ideas, but rather we are going to observe together the facts. The word fact means that which has been done previously and remembered. What has been remembered is not the fact, but what has been done in the past is a fact. And what is happening now is a fact. The word fact is that. The past incident without remembrance and that which is happening now. The future is non-fact. It's a hope, it's an idea, it's a concept, but what actually is a fact is that which is happening and that which has happened. And we are going to deal together only with the facts and not with concepts, with ideas, with speculations, however philosophical, however interesting. But we are going together consider the fact of what we are, the fact of what is happening around us in the world, and the fact that most of us are concerned with ourselves. And in a world that has no peace whatsoever, there is such chaos, disorder, great danger, terrorism, threats of war. These are all facts. And in this world, living every day of our lives, with all the turmoil, with all the labor that man has to do, with all the problems we have to face, is it at all possible to live in peace? Because in the world there is no peace. The politicians talk about it. The hierarchy of the Catholic Church talk about it. So do the Hindus and the Buddhists and all the Muslims and so on. But actually there is no peace. And peace is necessary in order to grow, to flower, to understand, to have time to look around, to explore into ourselves and what we can find there. We must have peace, not peace from freedom from something, freedom between two walls, between two rows, between two problems, or a sense of physical relaxation, that's not peace. Peace is something much more fundamental, much more deep than the superficial freedom that one has, or one thinks one has. So we're going together this morning, part of the morning, to talk over together as two friends whether it is possible to live in peace, both inwardly, psychologically, and outwardly. We may want peace, and we may see the necessity of having peace, but we do not live a peaceful life. And the world is preparing for war. Ideologies fighting each other. They are not considered human beings, but only the extension of power, and so on. So we cannot possibly look for peace from the politicians and governments. That's a fact. They have talked about Pasham terrace, peace on earth, and there has never been peace on earth. On the contrary, religions have helped to bring about wars. You know all about it, so I won't go into it. They have tortured, condemned, excommunicated, burnt, and then next moment talk about peace. Probably the Buddhists and the Hindus are the only ancient Buddhists and Hindus. In their religion they have accepted the dictum, don't kill. But they do kill. That's just an idea again. And the Islamic world is full of what they are. You know all about it. Those religions that are formed, established on books, become bigotry, fundamentalists, and they become terror also of the world. And institutions and foundations, groups have promised peace, but they too do not give peace. So where does one find peace? Because one must seek very clearly, without peace, we are like animals. We are destroying each other. We're destroying the earth, the ocean, the air, and politically and religiously we've looked to leaders to unify and bring about peace in the world, but they have not succeeded either. Governments, politicians, religious people, those groups that are searching for peace, none of them have given human beings, you and me, the speaker, peace. So where do we find it? Without that fundamental necessity, we cannot possibly understand greater things of life. So together I'm going to go into this. Not verbally, not intellectually, but find out for ourselves as human beings, without any guide, without any leadership, because they've all failed, without any priest, without any psychologist. Can we have peace in the world? In the world and in us. First, can we have peace in ourselves? The word peace is rather a complicated word. One can give different meanings to it, depending upon our moods, depending on our intellectual concepts. Romantically, emotionally, we can give different meanings to it. But can we together not give different meanings, but comprehend the word and the significance and the depth of that word? It's not merely the freedom from something, peace of mind, physical peace, but the ending of all conflict. That's real peace. Not only in ourselves, but with our neighbors and with the world. Peace with the environment, the ecology, and all that, to have deep-rooted peace, unshakable and not superficial, not a passing thing, but timeless depth of peace. One has sought peace through meditation. All over the world, that has been one of the purposes of meditation. But meditation is not the search for peace. Meditation is something far different, which we'll go into presently. So what is peace? And how can we establish and lay the foundation so that we build on that, psychologically speaking? You understand, sirs? We are talking over together. I am not pointing out. The speaker is not the authority. But in talking over together, things become very clear. If we can talk over together without any bias, without any prejudice, having no conclusions or concepts what peace is, then we can go into it together. But if you have opinions about peace, what peace should be, then your inquiry stops. Opinions have no value, though the whole world is run on opinions. Opinions are limited. your opinion or the speaker's opinion, opinions of the totalitarian governments, or the opinions of the church people and so on. They're all limited. Your judgment and the opinion of which gives values are all limited. I hope we understand the word, what it means to be limited. When you think about yourself from morning till night, as most people do, it's very, very limited. When you say you're Swiss, it's very limited. Or when you are proud to be a British, as though you are God's chosen people, that too is limited. So, opinions are limited. And when one sees that clearly, then one does not cling to opinions or the values that opinions have created. But then, your opinion against another opinion doesn't bring about peace. That's what is happening in the world. One ideology against another ideology, the communist, socialist, the Democrat, and so on. So please understand, if I may repeat again,